Hey everyone, welcome back to the Empire Build Academy. This is Learn Evony in Minutes, and we are now looking at the main building, the Keep. So let's get straight across to there now. And of course, it's this big massive building here that we are going to be taking a look at. When clicking into that and then clicking into detail, your Keep provides an overview of your Empire's advancements. Upgrade your Keep to unlock new buildings and features, as well as increase your gold levy. You can also see how many generals that you can hold. So I can hold 204. I've got 9 subordinate cities. I can levy 15 times, and then if I continue down, you can see the levy amount, my resources gathering speed, food production, lumber, stone and ore, and that is all the information there. Let's click back into this, and again we've got quite a few options to go through down here. First one is the champion, which is this one, and these are champions that you can use that give you additional buffs based on leveling them up. So you can see I've got Josephine here. She is a level 18, and if I was to go and click on the champion skill, you will see what she brings to the party and what she will do at the next level. So you can see that I currently get 60% for this, 25% for that, 18% for that, and then finally 40% for this as well. Now I won't go too much into the champions, I'll do that as a separate video, it needs its own one, but it's just making you aware that you can use the champions to gain these additional buffs, and you can greet them daily as well as offer the loyalty as well, and then of course you can also empower them as well. So it's worth keeping an eye on. These are the champions. You get lots of different ones that you can up level. You can see I've got quite a few there, up to 19, and that is what they are and what they do. Like I say, video coming on that. The next one that we'll have a look at is the levy that we mentioned earlier, and when we click into levy, you can see that we can use free levy all features when upgrading the Keep to level 11 or VIP level 4. Free levy times reset every day, and again, as mentioned, this will all increase based on your Keep level. And then you can see that I can free levy all, and then I can also use gems to levy as well if I wish to do that. The next one that we're going to look at is probably the most important thing for the Keep, and that is the city buff. And you can see we've got lots of different things all going down, including truce agreement, which will be a shield that you can put on your Keep, King's protection, march size capacity. We've got some other buffs including all troops attack, defense and HP. We can also increase the food production, lumber, stone and ore, and we can also increase the resource gathering speed as well as take a few other things such as the cool drink, which will stop you getting injured when you next attack a monster. So there's a few things in there to look at, but the most important ones will definitely be the ones where you can put the 8-hour truce, 24-hour truce, 3-day and 7-day truce agreements, which will stop your castle from being attacked. We've got the King's protection as well, which I've mentioned before previously when we did the shrine, and we've also got march size capacity, so you can increase the march size there. And again, the same with the attack, defense and HP. You can go in here, and if you wanted to do a super 1-hour defense, that would then give you an additional 30% in there. So this is where you can gain additional buffs that you can add to your Keep. It's the same with the production as well, all the way down. Again, if we wanted to go into food, I can add a 24-hour farm speed up to increase the production for the next 24 hours. So the other thing you may not have noticed is when I go into the stone production, for argument's sake, you can see that I've got 77 on the 24-hour speed ups. Now actually, if I was to come off this and then I was to go into my items and then go and find those same buffs, if I just go to all and literally scroll down and find those ones that I was talking about, the 24 hours, and here is one now that you can see, which is the food one. Because I have 110, what I can actually do is compose these. So I could turn around and say, let's just do this as an example now. I'll compose one. And then what that does is it actually gives me an advanced 8-hour farm speed up, which is even better than the normal 24 hours. So if you can see there, the 24 hours is giving me a 100% increase, whereas the advanced 8-hour farm speed up is actually giving me a 200% increase, although it is reduced to the 8 hours. So there's an additional way of increasing your resource production for 8 hours if you had plenty of them to do. And that is why I actually buy these quite frequently in the black market in here. I'm always buying the ones that are in there to be able to do that. So hopefully we'll see a very quick example, I'm just going to buy that because I always buy them. And then yeah, you can see there's one there, and it is definitely worth buying these in here. So you can see you can then use those 24 hours, change them into those advanced 8-hour speed up, and get 200% resource production on those resource spots. So nice little tip there. The next thing that we're going to check out is the culture feature, and this is where you would select which one you want to be. So we've got Europe, China, Japan, Korea, America, Russia and Arabia, and when going into these you can see that they all come with their additional buffs depending on what it is you are after. So if you wanted to do the Russia one, you would get 10% ore production, you would gain 5% in mounted troop defense, as well as the traps building speed being increased to 10%. And of course, these only cost 2,000 gems to change as and when you require. The last one that we want to have a look at on here is the decorate, and this is where we can make our castle fancy, including the decoration, the march and the miracle. And also some of these, especially the castles, do also come with some additional buffs. So if I was to go into the activity, I don't think there will be any on there. Yes, there is. So you can see that the Sphinx castle, if I had have obtained that, I would have got these additional buffs with that. But I'll be honest, they are something that are not easily obtained and usually require some kind of pack purchase or some kind of event involvement. We also have the same with the decoration, where we can change, where we can also add a decoration to the overview of the castle which goes above that, and these can be added as you go along, and you can have these for 3, 7 and 30 days. You can also change the chat bubble and the way that looks as well. Same with the lighting effects as well. Lots of different things. This is all where you would be able to do that, and you can see this particular one here, Angel's Blessing. We get that from a special event, but again it comes with those additional buffs, so it's worth keeping an eye out for those. Same with the march, and then same with the miracle as well, because we do get the wings, which you can see, and you can see these add some pretty impressive decorations to the castle. So that is for the decorate. The last one that we need to look at is the duty, and of course we're starting to get a bit of an understanding in this, but you can see mine is a specialized duty general for the keep, and that is Menshikov. And Menshikov comes with these additional buffs here for being a super keep officer, which you can see there. And not only that, because Menshikov is also a specialized general, he will also come with his additional buffs on the ascension side of things as well for being that keep duty general. So the overview for this is pretty much it's your place to go for all the different buffs and things like that. You can obviously also see your champions in here, which I will do another video on in the future. And of course, please don't forget the little tip that I showed you for the resource production and how you can compose those 24-hour resource productions into 8 hours, advanced 8 hours, which will give you a 200% buff on your resource production. That brings us to the end of this particular video. We're starting to get now really close to being able to do all the other videos, the blazons and all those kind of things as well. And if this is the kind of content that is helping, then please do consider giving this video a like. And I will see you in another video very soon. Thanks for watching.